Get your copies. Within the Ring of Fire. On sale now. Drive through RPG. You get your physical copies. You want PDFs? Hit your main man up. We have PDF bundles. I'll give you all the options and offers. Save you money. Get your PDFs directly from me. Hit me up here or on Facebook. Also, Raw Immersive Games. Check it out. We have a Facebook like page where we give all kinds of information, and an actual group. Just hit the thing to join, and one of my admins will add you. So you could talk about Raw Immersive Games Within the Ring of Fire and other games soon to be coming out of that same primordial elemental ooze that we wish to have to inspire the mind of RPGs. Now, Ecology, Viagysh. The Viagysh are the children of steel. During the Shadow Purge, Hob Apophis, the god who has become the god of steel, captured the souls of many goblins who were slaughtered. And he held these souls for many, many, many cycles, until finally he forged them, 2 goblin souls apiece, into one Viagysh. They have a strange difference to them in that aspect, particularly for those few who recall and remember those strange old primal days of theirs when they were on a soul level different. They have 2 souls. Those who remember those souls can talk to them, both of them perhaps. Souls that were not fully obliterated. Yet their nature is very, very different from those same primitive things that their Lord and God made them from. They have the soul's structure. They are builders. They have built the cold cave. Oh, true wonder of Kvegathale that sits in Niflheim, with the mountains, with the ice, with the snow, with the cold, searing wraith winds. It is a dome of steel and iron and stone that towers into the heavens and encases an entire city, protecting it from that wind, from those old ghosts, from those terrors of that foreboding icy wasteland. And in it, they revere their old philosophers, knowing the ways that were put down by the greatest minds are the ways that their minds should well follow. The best solutions have been created, and so they shall follow them. Their goals, strength through might and mastery of the world, imposing their will upon those around them. The other species are at best slaves, and those not fit to be slaves have no place in the world at all. Viagysh once organized themselves into 10 houses. The first house has fallen. A house composed of members with blood, with soul stuff that was too close to those goblins, to those primordial, tainted, corrupted fairy spirits, and through that corruption, through that connection to the astral, to the dream lands, that first house was touched by Ajira, god of nightmares. And he whispered, and he whispered, and he whispered to them strange things of tremendous power. And in the echoes of the howl of the wolf, they succumb. They succumb through the dimensional hole that was their fairy soul. A fairy soul ever so slightly calling back to them, to their chieftains, to their leaders, to the men of great regard amongst their house. And they were inspired. And they were taught powerful rituals. And they assembled there in the cold cave. Each house has a tremendous tower built into the side of the curving dome. And the greater your station, the higher you rise in that dome. Well, in the highest rooms in the tower of the first house, they acquired 76 children and 76 more children to watch the first. And as they brutally, ritually sacrificed these children into their god Ajira, and forced the others to watch, to witness, to be imprinted upon, to have their minds, to have the part of their soul that trembles back to the astral worlds scarred in such a way that it would induce nightmares in them for the rest of their lives, that howl of the wolf came ever closer. House Cerson, the judges, the last house, the best house, or so they would have you think, came determined to extinguish them, but they came too late, for the ritual had been done and the deal had been sealed. Powerful inquisitors met with a strength they did not suspect. For though Viagysh are the people of steel, the children of steel, steel might not be enough when one does not know what they are up against. And with tremendous alacrity, the odds changed as the members of the first house became large, Viagysh, wolf-like creatures, tremendous strength and power, and of greater height than size and speed and viciousness. And though some did fall to their inquisitor brothers, to the judges who cast sentence upon them, many escaped out of the cold cave into that cold frozen land to heed the call of Ajira, to heed the call of the wolf, to hear the sweet whispers of nightmares. Still, the Viagysh endured, and though they have lost members to the werewolves, though they have lost members to the ghouls, as their species is responsible for the beginning of both of these horrible, contaminated creatures of disease, which is touched with the essence of Viagysh, they endure, and they take their steel, blessed by their god, and they hunt them in the icy slopes, in the forest, across the world. They are monster hunters on par with no other. They are philosophers of steel, and the songs of swords and polearms and dances of death. They are militaristic minds, the like of which the world otherwise does not know. Generals without peer in other societies. They have an appearance that is taller and thinner than most of the other talos of these species of stone, of metal, of Farum, of Arwen. They are different. They are tall and thin, gaunt, with pale yellow skin. They have the eyes of steel, as is only fitting, that they cast judgment out upon the world, and they will judge you, and they will find you wanting of chains, and they will satisfy that want with quick action. You will find yourself carted back, and you will know what an ogre is worth. And you will find that out quite quickly, and it may be far less than you think. A few trinkets and tools. They are the only species in the world that understands the secret of creating steel. They do not use copper weapons or iron weapons. No, they use steel. At least once they have made a reputation and name for themselves, they have the best access to such things. And if you find out the secrets of steel, they will hunt you down and make you pay for it. There's only one way to pay for that, and I think you know what it is. And that is with your last breath. For there are some secrets you do not dare take, some paths you do not defile. For that is not your way or your right, for their God, Habapophis, has given it unto the Viagysh, and it is not yours to take away. An interesting note on the Viagysh. Viagysh are very sensitive to water. They're not like rain, they're not like the open water. They certainly do not wish to be submerged in water. And you would say, well, how does something like that clean themselves? Well, Viagysh have a special relationship to fire. Habapophis is the son of the merger of the elder creators Morgul, who is the thousand-faced flame, who is all fire everywhere, and Tehul, who is the stone and silver of the underworld, who is death itself. Habapophis is a merger of the two. He is their son. And his children, the Viagysh, have a special relationship with fire. They are not immune to the touch of flames, but they are far more resistant than you or I and our weak human flesh would ever be. And with a torch, they take their naked bodies and run the flame, carefully caressing over their hair, over their skin, and it does not burn them, at least if they move the torch fast enough. If they were to linger, oh, they would taste the flame, but they know how to do it ever since the earliest of cycles, and children are taught by their mothers how to clean themselves. They are cleaned with flame, burning off the dead skin, burning off the smell and the stink. And as such, Viagysh always have a slight smell of soot or fire or burned hair and such things as even the best attempts may be in error ever so slightly. So it's important to know they have this relationship. And as a relationship with stone, with silver, they are builders, they are smiths of weapons without peer. Though Farum would argue and disagree with such things, perhaps for a good reason. They are builders of stone, they are builders of steel, they are builders, and they wish to make the entire world theirs. Their great leaders have tremendous ideas, somehow ascending all the way to Ahura Mazda, to the great sun that flies and is pulled by area across the sky. It is dead and bloated and it is gold, and they have idea and reason to go there, to take something from it. How will they do such things? That is not clear, but those are rumors that are cast and passed about in the dark halls of the cold cave. Of the 9 towers, the first has long since been ripped to the ground and is stone and rubble and broken iron, left as a reminder to all those who would have the hubris to forsake Habapophis and venture out into the dark deities, into Ajira, into Aramon. And the scimitar, the weapon of that first house, is cast forever from the reach of the Viagysh. Such things are an insult, and it's to be insulting to use the weapons of another sacred house. But that is their weapon, and to do so for yourself would be tantamount to cultural blasphemy. And you will be made to pay the price should you be found to do such things. There are, of course, bastards of no name and regard, and such people, at best, clutter the streets under these tall towers inside the cold cave. But the cold cave runs levels beneath the ground, and in there many individuals make their way, and there are priests of fire, and there are priests of death, and there are priests of the god who is a merger of them both. Morgul and Tehul are, of course, venerated. They are shown respect as one should show respect to the grandparents of your species. And there are other divinities that fit well to their purpose that they show respect to. But make no mistake, it is Habapophis who rules in that cold steel cave, in that cage. The Viagysh are a species that will appeal to a lot of players. They are brutally masculine. They have little regard for any aspect that is soft. They are, at the same time, though, immensely learned theologians and philosophers. They are individuals who have an acute mind for history, and they teach such things in their schooling systems that they have for members of houses, of course. the common rabble in the street need not think they will be educated or taught the letters to Hool or of Morgul or of anyone else. They are found to be of no regard. They are a society that runs on the back of slavery. They will enslave anyone. There are little regard to most other species. They are hard and they are brutal, but they will fight against the things of darkness. They will hunt them down and they will slaughter them with their steel, sacred and beautiful as it is. They are determined that the world will not be annihilated by Ajira, will not be annihilated by Ermond. They will fight against such things. They could turn up in a great many places, and there are a vast amount of concepts that would be appropriate for them. They can be the hero, though they may be steely, stone-faced, and quite dickish at times. They might not be the hero. They might put you in chains. They appear in many, many, many different ways in many places throughout the canon of Within the Ring of Fire. And they are a species that is strong as steel.